Hello, and welcome to Hope for Felons podcast, where we discuss felons and everything in between. Your host for this show is Douglas Van Vliet. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and welcome back to Hope for Felons podcast, where we discuss felons and everything in between. Today, we're just doing an audio review, giving a little bit of an informational talk about people that are released from prison that will actually have their phone and computer monitored. Now, you probably ask who fits the criteria for this. If you're a family member of someone that has an internet charge, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have to be monitored. One of the things that I decided was to put this video up so that way everybody would understand what goes and what is involved in computer monitoring. Years ago, the probation officer would have to come to your house and remove your computer or your phone, take it back to the office, go through it, and then get it back. Well, they started getting tired of that because you're without your computer, and it's a whole lot of work for them to lug everything back to their office, go through it, and then bring it back. So, there was a company that is called RemoteCom that actually took that burden away from the probation officers. So now the probation officers just log in to RemoteCom, and they're able to look at all the data that you've accumulated, whether it be text messages, chats on Yahoo, chats on Messenger, whatever you're doing, whatever you're talking, they can see that. That's why that it's best to be transparent, where you don't have to worry about anything, and just let it go at that. Now, I did want to go through and make everybody aware, because the probation officers really don't know this. And I think that, there really needs to be more information sent out about this. So I'm going to go over it a little bit so that way you can understand. Now, you probably say, well, what type of phone can you have? Okay. That is a big question, because most probation officers will not let you purchase a Macintosh product, a Mac, or any Apple product. They will not let you have, simply because there's a lot involved. Every day you have to physically copy the data from your device to a computer and upload it to the company. So they was like, well, no, because, what if you forget a day? They don't, and I understand what they're saying, because they don't want you to get in trouble for not uploading it that day, or forgetting and not uploading it. And that can be a big issue. So they say no on that. So most officers will only approve Android and Windows computers for, their monitoring. And then when you get off probation, you can have whatever you want. So I'm going to go over right here on the fees and what it costs. Because, yep, there's a cost involved. You have to pay. The biggest thing is for a computer. When they install the software, it costs you a $50 installation fee. And if your computer crashes, you get a new hard drive, whatever the situation may be, you have to pay another $50. I don't know how much money a person can really rack up on a lot of money if they have a long time on supervised release. Anyway, it's a $30 installation on phones. So if you have a smartphone, then you're going to have to pay $30 installation fee for your phone. Well, that's nothing. If you miss an appointment, they charge you $20. And they charge you a $20 late fee. That's something that I guess that they've just started. It's not good. And then after your installation, then your monthly fee per device is $35. So if you have a computer and you have a phone, then you're paying $70 a month. And that's what most people normally go with. Usually first you get a phone. If the probation officer sees that you're doing good and you say, hey, I want to get a computer, 9 times out of 10, they don't have no issues with that. That's usually a no-brainer. They'll go ahead and they'll do that for you, but you're just responsible for that expensive amount every month. Also, there's an issue when it comes to what I'm looking on here now, because I'm actually pulled their website up so I'd be able to give you the correct information. Now they say on here, ARMS-based processors, Chromebooks, Windows 10S, TCL phones, Alcatel phones. None of them will work. And that's why I always tell everybody that you're better off to get a Samsung Galaxy phone. Them seems to work the best. And make sure you get one with at least 8 gigabytes of memory, actually of RAM, because you need 8 gigabytes of RAM. If you don't have 8 gigabytes of RAM, you're going to have issues. You're going to have it rebooting. It's going to be a mess. And one of the other things that you got to make sure as well is what security programs is allowed, far as like WebRoot and all of them. The information, it says that although security programs is approved, it's still required an appointment to add modifications. After installing a new security program, please schedule a support appointment to have the settings added and verify that the device is reporting. So basically, if you installed one of their approved security programs, then you will have to contact them. And normally it's usually good to go ahead and get everything up and running on the phone like a day before, and then that way when they call to install the program, then you don't have nothing to worry about. Now that's just my suggestion. Now, looking on here, it actually says the approved Windows programs as far as virus scanners. A lot of these I've never heard of, but the ones that stands out the most is Malwarebytes, which is free. And if you want to, you can always pay for the paid version, and it's really good. Um, or you can just use the regular Windows security, and that works as well. But the ones that are not approved, which is a big long line of ones that's not approved. But if you actually contact me, I can give you the information so you can go online and you can check it out for yourself. But it's pretty interesting, to be honest with you. It really is. Um, but there's a lot of information here. But getting back to um, what computer and what phone. Most of the people, what they do is they start with the phone first. Excuse me. And then they get a computer, like I said. So, doing a review here, when you purchase a phone, you want to get a Samsung Galaxy phone with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. Not storage space, but RAM. If you have any questions about it, you can call me. I don't mind. You can call me at any time, and I will go over it with you. Or you can send me an email at info@hopeforfelons.com, and I will definitely help you and go over that with you. But these are the things that they don't tell you. You know, I know several people that has bought a lot of phones, and then at the end of the day, they have issues with either the phone not reporting or whatever the situation is. And when you look at the situation, you have to pay all that high money for the installation of the software. So who wants to keep every few months having to pay money to have your program reinstalled when you can just buy a good device and be done with it? So that is my take on it. The best that I have seen, the best phone that's on the top of my list is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Now, the rest of them, the S22s, does not have the 12 gigabytes of memory. Of RAM. Most of them only have 8 gigabytes of RAM. And one of the things you want to do here, the more RAM you have with this program, the better. So, like I said, you're better off to go with the Ultra. Or if you find an older phone and you find a Samsung Galaxy Note, which they no longer make, but if you find a Samsung Galaxy Note, then normally them actually had the 12 gigabytes of memory as well. So please be aware that that's really the way to go. So that way you will not have to keep changing phones and stuff like that. That's a lot of hassle. Now, on computers. Now, that is a big one because a lot of RAM that come with these computers now Some is low and some is high. It just depends on what you get. Now, me, I personally wouldn't go with no less than 64. But for real, I have not heard anybody fussing on most of these computers. But like I said, if you have any questions or anything about it, please give me a call. I hope this um, has been a good educational for you to get you or your family, your loved ones, the understanding that you need on, what you should purchase and what you need when coming out. And like I said, I'm hoping that things will work out towards the end of next year where I can start looking at options to be able to start um, our own company based for the probation department as well. Thank you and have a great day.